So if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black. So if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
I saw this on day 69, which is apropos, I guess. This is unbelievable. This is the kind of crap that you hear from the filthy, disgusting, foul-mouthed pieces of garbage, human trash that the Democrat, liberals, and progressives are. I can't even believe I'm going to read this. Because anybody else, this would be racist.
That's racist!
For whatever reason, coming from this idiot here, this guy sunsetting, it's okay, I guess. Biden, you ain't black if you can't decide between me and Trump. Interesting. So just by reading a headline, let's parse this a little bit. So what he's saying is that even if you're black, you're not black if you don't vote for somebody. That long pause is on purpose. I'm dumbfounded. You hear this all the time, but they're really pushing this. Remember back when, I think it was where Mitt Romney's run for the White House during the Obama-Biden second term? He says, you better watch out. He's going to put you all in chains. Talking to black people. Really? This guy, I'm trying not to curse here. I'm really trying not to curse here. Biden is human waste. He's feces. I can't believe he said that. Of course he said that. He's a frickin' Democrat. Of course he's going to say that. He's a liberal piece of trash. Of course he's going to say that. So let me get this straight. You're not black enough if you don't vote Democrat. Is that it? So these people, black people in question here, African Americans, whatever they profess to, they're not a certain skin color if they don't vote for you, for your political party. How daft of him to say this. How arrogant for him to say this. You're saying that they can't have different points of view. They can't say, you know what, maybe I don't want to vote. Oh, nope, I better vote for Joe Biden because if I don't, I'm not black enough. I mean, what? This actually shows desperation more than anything right now. Joe Biden said on Friday in an interview that a black voter who can't decide between him and President Trump in 2020 elections isn't really black. Quoting from him, if you have a problem figuring out whether you are for me or Trump, then you ain't black. Biden said, or told radio DJ Charlemagne the God on The Breakfast Club. The comments came out around the 7:15 mark. I'm still dumbfounded. I don't know what to say here. Quoting him from Charlemagne the God, I don't have anything to do with Trump. It has to do with the fact that I want something for my community. Something like what, Charlemagne? The comments came after Biden said his campaign was looking into multiple African-American women to pick as his running mate. Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, the only Republican African-American senator currently in office, slammed Biden's remarks. 1.3 million black Americans already voted for Trump in 2016. Joe Biden told every single one of us that we ain't black, Scott wrote on Twitter. I'd say I'm surprised, but it's sadly par for the course for Democrats who take the black community for granted and browbeat those who don't agree. I met Senator Tim Scott in Charleston, South Carolina, in the airport. Just accidentally, actually. Funnily enough, I wouldn't say funny, but he was sitting at it was right outside the gate. He was going to D.C. I was going to, where the hell was I going? Florida. And people are coming up to him, shaking his hand. You know, he seemed like a normal dude. I introduced myself, and I said, basically I said offhand, I was like, man, because I basically told him, I was like, goes, I don't envy your job. I don't think I could do it. And he goes, essentially, I don't remember. He was like, yeah, it's a hard job. And blah, blah, blah. But basically, it just for the 30, 45 seconds that I, interacted with him, he seemed like a decent dude. And you'd be a fool if you're from South Carolina not to vote for Tim Scott. Just saying that. He's an honorable man, as far as I can see, and I think the African-American community actually likes him. Having said that, senior Biden advisor Simone Sanders hit back at critics of the candidate's Friday remarks. Here we go. The comments made at the end of the Breakfast Club interview were in jest. Really? In jest. What does in jest mean? I think you know what it means. I don't need to bring up dictionary.com for you to understand. God. Sanders wrote on Twitter, but let's be clear about what the VP was saying. He was making the distinction that he would put his record with the African community up against Trump's any day, period. Really? Do it. I dare you. I double dog dare you, Biden. Freaking idiot. According to the Quinnipiac poll released on May 21st, 81% of black voters back Biden, while just 3% support Trump in the 2020 election. Really? Biden drew on widespread support among African Americans, beat Senator Bernie Sanders in the Democratic primary. The former vice president received endorsement of the House Majority Whip James Clyburn. Of course he did. Duh. The highest-ranking African-American member of Congress. Biden received criticism as vice president during the 2012 campaign when he told a largely African audience in Virginia that the Republicans wanted to put y'all back in chains. No, that's what the Democrats have been doing ever since 1865, putting y'all back in chains. Look at the Republicans' value and look at their budget. Now look what they're proposing, Biden said. Paul Ryan's budget proposal back then. Romney said in the first 100 days he's going to let us big banks write their own rules. Unchain Wall Street. They're all going to put you back in chains. There you go. Need I say more? I mean, holy smokes. This guy is a piece of freaking trash. And I'm sorry. I don't think I've said this in the past. Like, well, I shouldn't, say you're, any less intelligent if you vote Democrat or any less intelligent if you vote Republican. I think I'm going to change my stance on that right now. If in November 2020, coming in a couple months, if you vote for a Democrat, you are not intelligent. Matter of fact, I may even say you're a danger to the community. This guy is beyond. I don't know. I mean, I have to kind of watch what I say because the Susan Woj out there is going to, wrong think and then bang hammer because that's what those Democrats in Silicon Valley do. They don't like dissenting opinions. There is no dissent in the Democratic Party. You can't dissent. Especially if you're an African American, you have to vote Democrat all the time. Why? Because Joe Biden says you're not really black if you do. Imagine if I said that in any other reference to the African American community. If you don't, eat soul food, you aren't black enough. Imagine if I said that and actually meant it. Not in what Simone Sanders just said in jest. Imagine that. Imagine if I had any sort of, more standing than I do in the community. Some celebrity status. Imagine if I said that. Imagine the backlash I would receive. But it's okay for him to say this because he has 81%, according to the Quinnipiac poll, 81% from the black community. But he can say that and that's okay. But anybody else says that who doesn't have a darker melanin color in their skin, racist. But he can say that because he's a Democrat? And Democrats get, a pass on this? BS. I'm just sick of this. I'm sick and tired of the double frickin' standard. He can say that and not racist, but anybody else, challenges him on that, he's racist. I mean, this is the kind of crap that, dare I say, African Americans who've been red-pilled, who think that, you know what? Why am I voting for Democrats? What have they done for my community? What? Tell me one good thing that Barack Obama in 8 years did for the black community, the African American community, etc. What has he done? Oh, wait. Oh, that's right. Nothing. What did Trump do? He basically opened the economy up so you and your community could have jobs, a better life. Now, unfortunately, we got the COOF, the human malware running around rampant, kind of derailed a bunch of things. But who do you want to jumpstart the economy? This idiot right here doesn't know what frickin' planet he's on? Or somebody who's proven that he could make the economy work for everyone. I guarantee you right now, I'm voting for Trump, flat out. I'm not even going to say, well, I'm going to wait. Nope, vote for Trump. There's no way in hell I'm going to vote for this idiot right here. Trump has proven it. Yeah, he may be brash, maybe braggadocio, he may be all this other stuff. Get it. But you know what? I don't want this guy even near the levers of the economy or the military. He's an idiot. He's technically a racist. And by all means, he's been accused credibly by Tara Reid and other women. That's what I all got to say on this day 69. See you on day 70.
Just raise it! Just raise it! Just raise it! Just raise it!